The section is just kind of a summary of what you've done so far in determining limits. So we've been looking at limits as x approaches a number. And the first thing you should try is making a substitution. It's possible that when you do that substitution, you'll either get some number that's not 0 or you'll get 0. If that happens, then you have found the limit and you're done. It's possible that when you substitute a in for x, you get 0 divided by some number that's not 0. And if that happens, you're done. You found the limit, and the limit is 0. 0 is a perfectly valid answer, and it's totally fine to use that as the answer. It's possible that you will get a number divided by 0. We know we can't divide by 0, and in that case, the limit is some kind of infinity, either positive or negative infinity. It's possible that substituting x equals a doesn't work because you're outside of the domain. For example, you do get to the point of having square root of negative 10, and that would be outside of the domain. In that case, the limit doesn't exist. It's possible that when you substitute a in, you wind up with 0 over 0, and we haven't really seen any of these yet, but you might have infinity over infinity. These are called indeterminate forms. And when you have an indeterminate form, then you have some ways of dealing with it. One thing you can do is you can factor and cancel out a factor that causes the 0 over 0. It's like canceling out the whole. You wind up with a number answer after you factor and cancel. This strategy might involve multiplying by a conjugate pair in the numerator and the denominator so that you can get rid of the 0 over 0. You might have to expand some terms in order to get rid of that 0 over 0. And then you might have to find common denominators. Essentially what you're doing when you have a 0 over 0 case is you are trying to make an equivalent form using all of your algebra skills so that you no longer have 0 over 0 and you have more like those first 4 types. My challenge to you is to write, I said 7, but it looks like 8. My challenge to you is to try to write 8 limit questions of your own that are one of each type of problem. So one that's just a straight up substitution, you get a number. One that is a substitution, but you get 0 divided by a number. And try to write those so that you can practice what that looks like. So try to write some 0 over 0 problems and see if you can do that. And that's your goal for today. And that's it. Thank you so much.